Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You know who it is. John, your ex-best friend here in China. And you're probably wondering why I have on this helmet. Because today we're gonna be talking about the difference between having a car and an e-bike here in China. I happen to have both, so I'm gonna tell y'all the pros and cons of both. And if you stay tuned to the very end, I'll give you my own personal recommendation of which one I think is best and which one I like the best. So let's go. That didn't quite work out like I planned. All right, so first let's talk about e-bikes. Since I'm standing right here where my e-bike is, I'll show it to y'all in a second. Okay, so right here is my bike. This brand, I don't know the English name, but in Chinese it's called Yadi. And this one is supposed to be one of the best ones according to my friend. The battery life is really good. You can see the styling, you know, it looks okay. Just come over here, I'll show you. So it's got the nice wide floor plate. It's got a storage box on the back. It's got a place for feet for your passenger. The batteries are stored under the seat. And then you can see here, it's got like an all digital display. So it's actually a very good bike. And we'll talk about that in a second. So as you can see right here, this is where everybody parks their e-bikes. We have several of these parking facilities here at my house. There's another one over there, and there's another one over there. Now these parking facilities, they are all covered, so your bike stays dry. And then they have these little charging stations where you can actually charge the battery of your bike. So you scan the QR code and you pay the money to charge your bike. Excuse me, I had to get out of the rain. It was starting to rain a little bit, so I had to move. But anyway, I'm still sitting here on my bike. Now let's get into the first con of having an e-bike. Is like today, it's raining, right? And it's really inconvenient to go out in the rain. You can see like a lot of the bikes, they have these covers on them. People actually use these to cover their body. It's like a rain poncho when they're driving around in the rain. But it's really not convenient on a rainy day, especially if it's really, really heavy rain or thunderstorms and stuff. That's a major downfall of having the e-bike. And then the second downfall would just be the distance. Like you can't really go travel a really long distance on the e-bike. And like my bike, I just charged the battery after I went about 60 kilometers. So I went about 60 kilometers on one charge. It's not bad. It takes about 6-7 hours to charge it completely from zero. So in about 6 hours, you can go about 60 kilometers on this particular bike anyway. Now, another con of having e-bike would just be the dangers. It's kind of dangerous in a way, because like here the traffic can be really bad, and a lot of times like drivers just do silly things, and they don't really, I don't say they don't take the e-bike rider's safety in concern, but just there's so many drivers and so many people just make mistakes when they're driving, so it can be very dangerous. So I want to take y'all for a ride, but this is raining pretty heavy right now. So while we're waiting for the rain to die down, let's talk a little bit about the pros of having an e-bike. So first of all, it's going to be, when it comes to money, it's cost effective. It's extremely cheap to own an e-bike, because everywhere I go to the shopping mall or to a restaurant or a supermarket, something like that, I don't need to pay money to park. I can park the e-bike basically anywhere 100% for free. Even here at my house, I don't need to pay for parking, and we even have security here, so I don't really have to worry about theft or something like that, and it doesn't cost me any money to pay for parking. And then for charging the battery, it costs me about 3 RMB if it's like all the way dead to charge 100%, which is roughly half $1 or 50 cents to charge the battery. And on one battery, I mean, I can go 60 kilometers, so it's very cheap to operate. Now, the second pro is going to be the convenience of just getting around places, because here, especially in some of these bigger cities, traffic can be a nightmare, and I can avoid a lot of that by taking the e-bike places, because I can ride on like bicycle paths. I don't have to wait for red lights. I don't get stuck in traffic jam behind lots of cars, because I can go in and out in between all the cars and get straight to the front of the line. So it's very convenient, especially if you're going to like nearby places. It's just even faster. So it's cheap, fast, convenient. It's not really much more you can ask for in you know, in transportation, right? So it's pretty good. Okay, so another pro is going to be being able to get out and explore, because you can explore lots of different places that you wouldn't have access to, like via a car, right? If you're going to drive a car, there's so many places you can't really go because some of the roads are small, or it's inconvenient to get the car inside of those places, and they might be too far to walk to. So you can actually just, you know, get your bike and go around and explore in all these little villages and see all the little shops and stuff around, and lots of stuff that you wouldn't be able to do if you didn't have an e-bike. So super cool to get out and explore, especially in the evening when the sun goes down. It's really nice and comfortable outside, you know, to drive around on the e-bike. It's just nice to ride at nighttime and listen to music and explore new areas. So that's another benefit in my opinion. And it looks like the rain is dying down, so let's go for a ride. Okay, let's stop here for a second. Like, check this out, where I'm at right now. Like, there's like lots of little shops here you can eat and have coffee at and stuff, but there's not really a place to park the car. You can't just park your car here on the street. So driving a bike's convenient. You can literally just stop anywhere. You can see like this, see a bike right there. But there's no place for the cars to stop, so it's really convenient to take your bike out to a place like this where you can go eat, and you don't have to worry about where you're gonna park the car or walk a long distance. You just pull up, jump off the bike, bam. So convenient. All right, so y'all check this out right here. I'm actually at the place where I go to the gym. There's lots of restaurants and stuff around here too. You can see all the bikes parked here. They park here for free. You see all the cars back there in the background. They all have to pay to park there, about $5. Here you can park for free. So you go out to eat or go to a place like this every single day, all those parking fees add up. So, and also, you know, you don't really have to worry about much, like when it comes to theft or something like that. Like none of these, I'm sitting here looking at these bikes right now, none of them have locks on them. None of them are locked up at all. You don't really have to worry about theft so much here, because even these electric bikes like mine, they have a number, you know, you have a registered license plate number. So it's pretty uncommon now for people to steal the bikes. So you don't really have to worry about that. As you can see here, there's the road for the cars, and here's a side street for the bikes. So it's also very convenient in these smaller cities. A lot of the bikes will use these little side paths instead of the main street. So as you can see here, like this is a major busy road, and they have like the path here for the bikes to ride. So you don't have to ride actually in the road with the traffic. So that's pretty good too. All right, so now I'm heading back home. It's a little bit noisy here, but if you look, see this is a one-way street. All the traffic's heading that way, but my home is this way. So I don't have to deal with, you know, going all the way around a really long distance. I can actually make, you know, commutes shorter by just going even on a one-way street. I can just ride on the path here, and I don't have to worry about the traffic, and I can get to my destination much faster. So very convenient. All right, so we just got back home. So now let's talk about cars for a minute. You can see my car is just right there behind us over there, the black one. So let's go talk about it. So I've showed y'all my car before. It's here, this black one right here. Let's go inside. So you see here, I got a little fingerprint. Door unlocks. All right, so here we are in the car. We're gonna go for a little drive, and I'll show y'all a little bit about parking and some other stuff too, I guess. But before we do that, I'll tell you a little bit about some of the pros and cons of having a car in China. So one of the pros is definitely gonna be just being able to go anywhere you wanna go, whenever you wanna go. You don't have to stand outside in the rain and wait for taxi or public transportation or something like that, right? You just get an idea in your mind, you wanna go somewhere, you can go, and you can literally go anywhere you want. And then Also, on top of that, I would say would be just being able to be in your own space, because a lot of times, like, public transportation is going to be full of people. Like, you know, if you get the buses and the subways and stuff, there's lots of people on there, and you might not even have a place to sit. You might be standing there for a long time, or just might be uncomfortable because lots of people around, and you might not be in the mood to deal with people. And a lot of times, you know, especially being a foreigner, sometimes people are going to approach you and talk to you. I mean, that might be friendly or nice, stuff like that, but you just might not be in the mood to be talking to people. So it's nice to have your own space to just like chill, listen to the music, and, you know, just that kind of thing. So that's definitely a pro. Now, when it comes to cons, I can think of quite a few. Obviously, one of the biggest ones is going to be the cost. It's actually very expensive to have a car here. You have to pay for parking everywhere you go, even at your own house. I paid like $150 a month for parking alone. Like, you got to pay for parking at home, supermarket, shopping mall, restaurant, everywhere you go, you need to pay money to park the car. So then on top of that, gasoline, very expensive. Then you have your car maintenance, which the oil, like even to change the oil, can be very expensive. And then on top of that, you got your insurance and basic maintenance and stuff like that. It does get very expensive to have a car just on a regular monthly basis. So all those things really add up. Okay, another inconvenience or con of having a car is going to be the inconvenience. You know, sometimes if you want to go places, it's really hard to find like places to even park the car. And so you really, you know, waste a lot of time doing stuff like that, like just waiting. Even like sometimes you go to a shopping mall, you need to line up outside and wait just to get, you know, the car into the parking garage. And then once you get inside, then you look around for another 20 minutes just trying to find a spot. Whereas opposed to the e-bike, you just pull up, jump off, bam, you're in. You don't have to do none of this driving around or waiting in line, none of that. So that's another con of having the car, is the inconveniences of things like that. Also, another thing that you have to deal with is gonna be the traffic. It's really, really bad traffic. A lot of people are just poor drivers, or just so many people on the road, you know, lots of mistakes happen. And you see wrecks all the time. So it's definitely dangerous and really inconvenient to deal with the traffic and looking for parking and things like that. It's super, super inconvenient. So anyway, let's go for a drive. I'm gonna open up the roof. It's not too hot today, so let some light inside. And yeah, so anyway, let's go for a drive and I'll show y'all a couple of things. All right, so let's go. So right now we're here where I live. So we're gonna pull out here and I'll show you one of the things I'm talking about here. So like here, you can see there's a sign for the parking. You see this big QR code right here. I have to scan that to pay for the parking to get out of here. So let me scan that real quick. And here we are back on the one-way street that I was going the wrong direction on the bike. You can't do that in the car. See these camera lights flashing up there? You'll get a fine if you do that in the car. The camera snap your license plate and you'll get a fine to pay. So yeah, that's another, I guess I would say another con to having a car is, you know, there's cameras everywhere. And so if you just make any mistake, they'll snap your picture of your license plate, and then you'll get like a text message to your phone that tells you, oh, you were speeding on this road at this time, or you parked illegally, or you did whatever, crossed a solid line or something like that. And then they'll send you a text message with the fine that tells you how much money you need to pay, everything. So it's you know, you gotta be very careful not to break any rules. Now see, you can see this right here. So we have all this traffic here and all the cars on it. Look, you have people all over there going across on the e-bike. They're going across even on the red light. They're not really following the traffic rule. So you can get away with that on the bike, not in the car. So we're gonna sit here and wait for a long time when we could have already went if we was on the bike. Okay, so here we are. We're arriving at the shopping mall. And look here, see, we have to be careful for the people driving in front of the entrance. So, here we go. I'll show y'all how this works here when it comes from parking. All right, it's time to go. This ain't like at my house, you scan the code to get out, but I've already scanned the code in advance, so it should let us out. Let's try it and see. So here we go, here we go. It my number should show up. There we go, see, let us out. And there you go. Okay, so here, all the shopping malls and supermarkets and stuff, they usually have this underground parking, so we gotta go down here. So, you see the advertisements everywhere on the way down. We got some traffic coming at us. All right, we're almost there. Okay, here we go. So see, when you get down here to the entrance, when you pull up here, it's gonna scan your license plate number, and then it'll let you in. I don't need to do anything. You can see it does it automatic. Scan my number there, and I come inside. So now we have to find some parking. Some traffic in here too. See, this guy is going the wrong direction. Okay, so here we go. We'll find a parking spot. All right, it's time to go. This ain't like at my house, you scan the code to get out, but I've already scanned the code in advance, so it should let us out. Let's try it and see. So here we go, here we go. It my number should show up. There we go, see, let us out. And there you go. So as you can see here, look, all the bikes parked here. They just went inside the shopping mall we were just in, but they parked there for free. We had to pay $5 to park there. So you just pull up, jump off, bam, free. Much more convenient. And then here, look, you can see the bike lane. You can ride the bike inside the bike lane there and avoid the traffic, get where you're going much faster and safer. All right, I'm back home now. So let's come to a conclusion on this. If you're only gonna buy one, I'd go with the e-bike. It's cheaper to buy, cheaper to maintain and operate on a daily basis, and much more convenient and just more fun. So choose an e-bike. That being said, hit the like, hit the subscribe, so maybe next time YouTube will pay for my parking instead of me. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Watch some more videos.